Echolocation. Ornette Coleman said, "Imagine that life doesn't have any description, form, shape, or sound. But we know what it is when we're speaking, don't we?" As you sit there, do you know what's causing you to say what you say? The idea is just that, but what is it? It's everything that can be known can be found. I do wish to learn to know what I see as clear as I'm looking at this notepad. But I haven't. The only thing that I see clearly is sound. What I mean is that sound is invisible, but the more invisible it gets, the clearer the sound is. I have tried my best to get as eternal as I could. But for what reason? I'm already there. Why would I be trying to get someplace where I am already? The only thing that gets me is that I want to learn and know, not to replace something, depress something, or make something less to get there. I have tried to get more eternal by contemplating an idea that doesn't need to be replaced, doesn't have to be right or wrong, doesn't have to be erased, doesn't have to be an emotion, doesn't have to be a thought, just what it is itself. It does exist, honest to God. I have experienced it. I'm trying to materialize it in the form of knowledge. I'm beginning to do it. Doing is believing. That's one way you know you exist. And I wrote, in coet echolocation, loxit expiscation, scripted as one-on-one, perlustration for pearls of great prize, sized as seizure or Circean scene, every edit a lie, I died, waiting for Godard, in the ooh, boo la la over my eyes. Di pundits as ears pan to column bowers on ombors to trumplays, as in Oz word plies pay right. Ariet to auscultate, to auspicate, oscillate roots, argued arguments, or just ride the rhythm. Oh, method, right on. Dim the sum of the Sumerian, call all allotropes aleatory, sequence to consequence, our whales, flukes, or gnarly canards. We be and spell with cooked books, wormholes from whole realms, solace, a lesson on more in entity than eternity, a turn it unto ontogeny, wise to Z. Why do a woe dance to the woes of wars, endless, unless lesser simians, some novel post-varications after type? Call colophons from phones, rung to rungs of latter-day loose, infer wrongs gone, oft and oniric? Off course may words, weirds wired from the goat gone, yet pry prayers to play ludic ids at pitch, raise ruins from razed gazelles unto gazelle ells, reaping, sweeping scores unto attic uppers on arias, blown from lone tongues to tangs, tinged inwit twitters as lit sights for studied browns and other coloraturas at utter mantics, amazed line to be sound. Dire shades choir as sings go para sol fa normal in tintinabuli be psychic, apart from parrot, signs beyond yawns in telltale yarns, darned if they do or don't daunt as ant antics above their weight, classic or crass, for metempsychotic analytics that lift the rift of sona and pneuma, blow lows to moon highs that hides seek in each else? Out of bounds reap winds that second sight in improvised visions of eons in ions. Rhymes in times I'm sure as I am is trochaic, that ear nears in need of primes, not formulaic, as subs rose for O's too, to don fingered epithets that thumb thrums through. Oh, give me a Homer. But what butts heads into sold phones, devious devices for zombie eyes, potted in white squall noise, joys of elf selves delved in shallow hollows that allow others utter access as cessation starts. Arts, Marshall et al. Needs be ready to read, to ridicule. Cruel to be cool, to burnt bridges, back at slack noose, loosed on reeking works of orts, sorts of ents, sent forth on downs unto dumb rumbas, on rhomboids in voids, adamants damned in miming overheard herds of turdlets, come memes, come to numb numbers in rift RIFs? To question be to quest, as guest at one's own carnival, eval overcome by verses hebitude, endued so even dudes can gab, where the buffalo roam. Me a break, grab a break, a crack at apertures, which switch on axons for tasks that ask phonics for phronesis, diction for airy airs, a frontistery behind time with chimes for staves as saves, pains on the pains, taking feigns where feign fainéance, for none finds fun in fungible dung, tongue numbed unto humdrum gang, anaphora for IMTXT, test for essays on assays, no or of organum for organon oriels or orients, or in nugatory nuggets that slumbers number and run from runes to ruins, ruse, no morgue, or orgulous augusts of gusts may troll or trope up in figures that skate through moider to tuned rue. Cues that imbue construals that true so and so sol in somatology lodge, not in solecisms, but in solfeggios that presage sage, tumbling tumble leaves, age led by leader to gauge librations in libretti for liberty, yea, in lays that say and tell, answer as dancers entrance us to X, austere steps. It hears here that crucial word, cross, surd, to board, on alle that tolls the past erd to bird of paradise, from great ape to apus, with feet for feats that keep time, rhyme for astic in ergotic aesthesiotics, at fatidic epotics, with iridic ears ready for monadic glasses, those glosses on odic occults that scaldic prosodics rap to rhapsodic gases, as gaze as rays, hypothelial oracles, our auricular aurori, where repetition petitions iteration, oration on vibration, as verb perturbs reverb to superb bearings. Well, this just ice in verbiage jests at that as rumbling ship engines, seismic surveys by oil and gas companies, and intrusive military sonars are triggering an acoustic fog and cacophony of sounds underwater, the distance over which blue whales can communicate cut by 90%, undermining the musings of marine animals, mumming and numbing them to major strandings, standing on ear the sheer of spheres of parallel L's, lesson in lessenings, to Maginot slip knots, not to mention cetacean tissue damage, dommage, no? Not comes of dumb redundancy either. The ether, in other words, the long way in the long A, in, say, the hum of Om between human and humane, the main mean in remains of domains of noisome noise, else all so sorted and sorted and done, sword. But we know what it is when we're speaking, don't we?